Hey guys, okay, so one thing about resin for me is that I get really excited about projects and I have to see if they work with what comes out in my head. I'm sure I'm combining a bunch of techniques all together and I'm sure these are out there. I just haven't seen a video on it or tried it before, so we're gonna see how it comes out. So my plan is to make sugar skulls. I have two. I'm going to do two different techniques on them. One smaller, so they won't be the exact same thing. This one I'm going to actually paint with Mateo chrome powder. I've already chosen Northern Lights. I think that'll be really pretty, and I'll fill it with white. And then I'm going to use all these gorgeous crystals that I have that I've not even been able to use all the colors yet, so I'm thinking it's going to be really cool. I'm going to do that on both of these. This one, though, like I said, is going to be white with the aurora powder in it. It says chrome powder set, but when you order them, it also says aurora, which it has that look to them. So white or black would affect it, so I want the white, so it's kind of a subtle color in the background. And then this one, I'm going to do clear, and I'm going to put some flowers in there, but I'm going to try to UV resin them in place so that they don't move. I've never done that with flowers. I'm worried about the bubbles, but we're going to try. We're going to see what happens. And then I keep debating on using, I have this dichroish, like I said, I'm combining a bunch of techniques. I might not be able to do all of them, but I have this from Little Windows. I have dichroish films, which are gorgeous, all these different films. If you haven't tried them yet, you can heat them together and combine new colors. But I'm thinking about putting this one on the other side. And if I have clear, it's going to be subtle. I don't know if it's going to be too much. We're gonna see when we get to that point. I have this one pulled out that I've done before, which is really cool because it's got the mica powders in it and it swirls. But I'm gonna use this as a template if I decide to cut that for the bottom of this. I'm just worried about it being too much. I don't want it to be too much because I am gonna have flowers. Plus I'm gonna put crystals, but we're gonna see how it goes. So I don't have any resin mixed up. I'm gonna use Bond Crafter. I was supposed to get a order of resin in today and it's delayed a day, so we're gonna go with this one, which is it is a really good resin, and it's food grade and all that, even though you're not gonna need a food grade skull. But I have the baby skull in case I have extra. I also have a bunch of extras molds off to the side in case I have extra resin when I get to that stage. So very first thing I'm gonna do, I have looks like a jewel right there, a gem. I'm gonna put this over here. We're going to do the powder first. And I have all these finger cots pulled out. That's what these are called in case you ever need one. I'm actually gonna put one on top of my glove because I'm gonna paint this in with my finger. I'm actually gonna flip it. And we're gonna paint the whole thing with Northern Lights. I'm gonna do this one first. And we're just gonna see. I'm hoping I can put another, I'm gonna use my brush because now that I see that, this is supposed to go on more smooth, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint it on and then I'm gonna use my finger afterwards. So I will speed you up through this and then I will see you in a few. All right, that one is done and ready. Let me clean up real quick and I will be right back. Alrighty. So that one's done, cleaned up a little bit, and we're ready for the next step. I've never UV'd flowers to the side. I'm assuming it'll work, just to kind of keep them in place. I'm not going to do all of them adhered to the side. I just have some kind of ideas in my head. So we're going to see how this works out. Let's see. I think I want those in the eyeballs. I want this one in the back. Alrighty, so I have I have a Counterculture DIY UV resin. I low on it. I have some more in the other room, I think, but just in case. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this one first. I'm gonna put some kind of right in the middle. Like I said, I've done eyes. I'm not great at it. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm just hoping that it tacks them down in place because I don't really want to do a bunch of stages. So we're going to see if this works. So I have it right there. Oh, I need it higher. For some reason that line does not look like it's in the middle. Am I crazy? That line's not in the middle. Going off to the side just a little bit. So I'm gonna hold it in place. I'm gonna take my UV flashlight and I'm gonna hold it there for a little bit. Get it to cure so that it's stuck there. Just for a little bit, doesn't take long. I have a big, huge bubble right there though. So I'm gonna have to be really careful. It's gonna have bubbles. It's not gonna be able to not have bubbles. So I see a bubble there now too. We'll see. I'm aware of it. I can see it here. So hopefully I can fill it like halfway and kind of get it, kind of manipulate it behind it and get bubbles out. We're gonna see. This might be a bust. We don't know. I know that one should come out pretty. All right, you should be on there. And then I want these for the eyeballs. And I'm assuming y'all know what I'm talking about, sugar skulls. I think that's what they're called, aren't they? Is it from the Dia de Muerte? Muerte? Yes, I'm half Mexican and I can't speak it. I'm sorry. I can't. Let's see. Might not be the one I want to take, but I need to get it out of there. So we are going to take this one. Again, I might need to put some on a little card or something so that I can just dip my thingy in it. But I'm not going to put a whole lot. Put that there. These are going to be a little bit trickier because they protrude. So I'm hoping so if you can see, hopefully you can see. Again, I'm going to put the light under it. Okay, so you guys don't want to hear me babble while I go through flowers, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to add some more flowers, and then we'll do some on the pour. I'm going to mix up some resin after this. I'm trying to think if I have anything else I need to do on this step. I don't think so. I'm just going to add flowers, and I'm going to mix some resin. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. I'm worried about putting these on the side because of all the places that bubbles can go. So these I'm actually going to, these are going to float. I might have to do this in 2 stages. So this one I'm actually going, I need to dip it in the epoxy resin so I can get it all coated and everything and get as much as I can into the leaves and the petals. So yeah. And these are on sticks, so I'd be able to kind of place these wherever I want to go. So I'm going to do those on the next step. I just wanted to make sure you knew what I was doing. Do I want any blue flowers in here? Because those could be stuck on the side. They're kind of wilty looking, aren't they? But I never have any blue or green or anything. It might be nice to have a different color in there. I'm going to hold on to those. I can float that. Well, they'll float. I will, darn it, I'm debating. I'm debating if I want them to be down in there. No, I'll do it on the next step. All right, I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, I lied. I decided to put some other flowers in there because I'm worried about everything floating and I want some stuff on the very bottom, or top, I guess it's top. Just to make sure there's stuff in there. So I did one daisy already, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. And then I got a couple of flowers here. And I had some other flat flowers that I can put on there. These are all to float in there. Not all of them, but we will see how that goes. And this one, I'm worried about all those leaves. Let me cut some of this off. The stem is kind of stiff, and I'm worried about it not bending. So we're going to try. And I wanted to make sure you saw all the steps that I do everything, just so I'm not hiding anything. Not that you don't want to see me do flowers, but I will speed you up, but let you watch what I'm doing. See you in a few. Alrighty, so that's it. That I'm gonna glue UV down. Uh-oh, there's one little white flower. I guess I'm putting one more in. Hold on. I forgot I pulled that out. I could put it up, but why not put one more, right? Really quick. And what I decided to do is I have my Resiners curing machine behind me, which has a UV light on it. So I'm gonna stick this. Oop, oop, oop. That just kind of went everywhere. I have my Resiners UV light, and I'm going to put this under there while I'm mixing resin, is what I was going to say. Sorry. So I'm going to do this one really quick, and then I'm going to mix some resin and let this cure just to make sure everything's cured all the way. That way when I kind of wiggle it, because I'm going to have to be wiggling bubbles out, so hopefully they'll stay in place. All right. Now I will see you guys in a few. Alrighty, I ended up mixing up 10 ounces. I decided not to fill this one up all the way. I have a feeling all the flowers are going to float, so I think I'm going to have to go really, really light and like a half pour on that one, I think. But let me fill this one up first. I can't remember how many ounces this one is. I'm guessing 3 ounces. So I'm going to pour 3 ounces and mix up some white. So I need to go down to 7. And I'm just guessing. This one I'm just mixing white. So this one's going to be easy. Oh, that's almost. Just going to go a little bit more. Okay. And if I have white left over, I can just drop some alcohol ink into it and do a little marble into something, into the mini one. So I'm going to put that aside for the other one. So I'm going to use the Cast and Craft opaque pigment. I use white, and it does not take much for this. Usually any of these kind of whites and blacks take so little to make it really go a long way. This has been stored upside down, but see, I'm still... Oh, here it comes, maybe. I want at least a couple of drops, maybe. Let's do 3. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Like I said, usually it doesn't take much. Where's my stick? First stick I was grabbing was white. Wouldn't be able to see how transparent it is if I used that one. It looks like I might need more, but let me mix it for a minute, because you can't tell sometimes. Yeah, it needs more. That's too milky. So we're gonna add some more. I'm excited about this project. It's just one of those that you get the idea in your head, but I might have so many bubbles that it might be like it might work out just partially. I'm making sure I have enough in here. I think I did 4 or 5 drops on that one. And they're not very big drops. They're just it's a liquid, so it's not a thick liquid. Just mix it up really good so that you don't have any unmixed resin. Mixed pigment. Sorry, I do that a lot. Unmixed pigment. See, that still looks light to me. And I did put this through the debubbler. I did use my Resiners. No, Let's Resin debubbler, so that I can make sure this crystal skull is going to be as crystal clear as possible. I do not like how Not white, that is. I mean, it's too translucent. I don't remember having to add this much before. But it's been a while since I've used this one, so it might just be me forgetting. But like I said, it's not a thick. Ugh. And that's like me squeezing as much as I can, but anyway. Okie dokie, that should be enough, hopefully. That should be good. Just want a nice white, white, white. Alrighty, let me wipe off my stick, see how much is mixed. Okay. That's better. Still not as opaque as I'd like it, but it'll work. I'm just stirring to make sure that I'm not like leaving unmixed. Okay. So this one we are going to, no, I can't spray it with alcohol because I don't want to mess up the powder on the sides. And please be enough. It's not enough. Of course it's not. Okay, so we're closer to 4 ounces. And at least I have more. And at least I'm only going halfway on that one. Need to mix up some more really quick. Okay. This is why you come prepared. And I think one of the biggest parts of resin is dealing with problems as they arise. That's not a problem. That's just me guessing wrong and not knowing how much goes in that mold. I'm putting a lot more than I did on the first chance, even though I don't have that much resin in this cup, but I just want to at least kind of try to match it, or we're going to have a swirly head. Let's see if I need more. If I'd used bloom paste, that would have gone. And I could have used a mica. Let's see, is this dark enough? Dark enough meaning opaque enough. Now, I usually don't stir this fast if it's something that I'm worried about bubbles. Okay, I think we're about the same consistency on the white. We're about the same. This might even be better white. Okay. So this one I'm going to take all the way to the top. That one has the powders, and this one I will just put the gems on them. Okay, that is domed. I have a little bit of white left. I can put that in something in a minute. Alrighty, here comes the fun part. I am going to try to I'm going to put this in my machine over here, my Resiners machine. I'm just going to put it in there. I'm not going to turn it on yet because I'm going to spray bubbles, pop bubbles. But I can get it out of the way. There. Okay. Put it where it belongs. Okay. So this one, I am so worried about bubbles. This has been debubbled, but it's going to get under these flowers, and especially when I do these thicker flowers, those are really going to go nuts. So I'm going to pour some in here. And then it'll come off that UV really, really easy. So I gotta be careful. So all I can do is be careful. Okay, I still have some left, so that's good. And let's see, do I want a whole big flower in there? I do, don't I? I want a couple of pretty flowers. Okay. I am. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour it in here so I can work with it easier. That's what I kept looking at it going, what am I going to do? So has anybody out there made sugar skulls? I've seen a couple of pictures, but like when I went to go search to see what people have done, not very much stuff comes up. And I think they're so cool looking. So I might try some other ways as well if this turns out good. We're just going to kind of see what happens. Alrighty. Let's do this flower first. So I'm going to try to get it under here and dunk it and get it all saturated. And then put it in here somewhere. I don't want it to knock the eyes off. I just want flowers kind of to be seen throughout. Thought it might be kind of cool. I'm going to leave these on the long stems, and I'm going to cut the stems off when I'm done. See how that floats? That one's going to float. Which I might be able to use this to my advantage, actually. See, there we go. Put something against it so it'll hold it down. And then when on my next step, I can actually cut that and it'll go under the, it'll be inside the resin. Let's put a couple of these in here. But this one gets a lot of bubbles. I'm trying to kind of like shake it in there. But these float. Oh, am I lucky? Is it gonna stay down there? See, we're gonna see little bubbles keep popping up. I need something on this side. Do I want this big white one, or is this too much? Let's go for it. Why not? Right? You don't know till you try. And if anything, you learn something and you do it different on the next one. That's the worst thing that usually can happen, is you learn for the next time. Because there's always a next time. You're going to try some new ideas. You're going to mix techniques. Don't be scared to play. See, I see bubbles popping up. Ooh, uh-oh. Now I can't get a hold of it. Okay. That one's pretty big. Alrighty. And I want one more. I need something up here. I have this one and I have this one. And I'm thinking about putting it in there to have something in the teeth that needs to be bright. Actually, this one would probably be better. You think? Anyway, this is not going to get covered on this one. I can tell that. So I'm just going to mix it in there, and I just want it barely touching so that on my next pour, it will get covered. And these tweezers aren't the best tweezers to use for this particular project. These are my Cricut tweezers that are great when I'm doing cutting stuff, but it doesn't open up very wide. All right. Because I want the flower to still look pretty. All right, I'm going to put that one, I'm going to try to put that one right there. And hopefully it'll stay right there. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to cut some of this off so I can stick it in the machine. And I'm going to kind of pick it up and look to see if I can see through the edges and make sure I'm not missing anything major. Ooh, that one's going to look cool. Okay, I think we're good. It's going to keep releasing bubbles from the flower, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. Like I said, all the way to where where it's not moving at all, like a few hours. I mean, technically 12 hours. 6 hours is usually about right when it's not going to move anymore. You've got to keep an eye on it for anything that has bubbles that's going to pop up. You got to keep an eye on it like every 30 minutes because they will surprise you. Never fails. When you think you're done for the night, you wake up the next morning and they're all over the place. So you just have to be really careful, babysit it, make sure that you don't walk away and assume everything's good. Alrighty, so I will see you guys on the next step. Hey guys, okay, we're back. And I'm still really excited. I have mixed up 10 ounces, 4 ounces of resin. I'll tell you what I've decided on that in a minute. But before my hands get resiny and dirty, I want to. This one I had in my Resiners dryer, so I'm ready to unmold this. I'm pretty sure it's good, so that I can start blinging this one out. Oh, I'm seeing if it's a little bit soft or not. Hold on. We're still a little soft. I think we're going to be good though. Hopefully, or else I'm doing this one again. Remember, right, these are kind of hard to pop out because you don't want to rip it. Alrighty. Ooh, how cool is that? I love the auroras. I'm hoping that picks up really well on camera. I can't see. I've lifted up my camera higher, so I can't exactly see. So that's going to be our base for this one. So I'm really excited about that. Perfect for what I need it to do. And then this one, I did not put in the dryer the full time because when you're layering resin, you want it to be a little bit not cured all the way so that you can pour that next layer and you won't see that seam line right there. I took it out early. It was a little sticky. It's been sitting here because my phone was about to die and I had to charge my phone. So it sat here longer than I was hoping to let it sit, but it's good. I'm also going to cut this stem down. I was going to cut it all the way down. You know what? I still am. I was going to wait. I was going to cut it way up here because it V'd off. It split on the stem, and I was going to let it go all the way down, but it actually split right past that. So I went ahead and cut it down so that you won't be able to see it. So I'm just going to pour some clear in here. And what I've decided, because I've been trying to decide if I should do the dichroish film, I guessed on how much I need. If this fills it up, then we're good. I'm just going to let it cure and we're going to go from there. If this does not fill it up all the way, then I still have enough layers for the layers of adding the dichroish film and one more layer on the bottom, which would be a white probably to kind of make it show up. So unless I decide. Anyway, we're going to see. I think I guessed right on it. I also have some extra molds in case I have extra. Not this one. That one's the one I just took out. I have my little baby skull mold, and I have some blue. This one is glow in the dark. So I thought that one might be fun as a keychain. So we'll see how much we have. I did not stick it through the debubbler. So you know what? Give me a few minutes. I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to go run it through the debubbler really quick because I want this as crystal clear as possible. All right, see you in a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't think about that to the last second. So this has been debubbled. I use my Let's Resin debubbler. Love that thing. Anytime I have clear that I'm pouring, I automatically use that. I still have some big flowers that are sitting in here that might cause a lot of bubbles. So I'm going to try to be really careful, and I'm going to bounce it around a little bit just to try to get any bubbles to come up. Sometimes that helps. Not always, but sometimes. Oop! Did I knock it off the... Hold on. Where's my stick? Nope, it's stuck. I thought it moved, but it ain't going nowhere. That is stuck in the resin. All right, so I'm just kind of bouncing it just to make sure that any bubbles that are coming out of that will come up. And I still can't tell if I'm going to have enough for this or not. And hopefully I'm in frame. And if I remember right, this mold might be, I'm going to have just enough. Might be a little unlevel, I think. It's not my table. So I'm gonna try to go all the way and try to dome it. I'm not gonna even have enough for my little mold. Oh, I was ready to pour that. Okay, so that is going. I am going to, so you can see all the little bubbles in there. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I'm actually gonna, this is the bottom. I'm not worried about the bottom as much as the top, spraying it when it's a top coat or something. I'm gonna wait a little while and I will do that again just to get all the bubbles to come out. And then I'm going to start, I'm gonna move to my table and I'm gonna start blinging this one out while that one is curing. See the bubble that's coming up? Pop. Pop. There it goes. Okay. So I will see you in just a little bit when I start blinging this one up. I will show you what I'm deciding to try to come up with. I'm just going to play it by ear. All right. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, guys. You ready? I'm excited. Okay. I don't think I can do it with my gloves, so I'm gonna leave it off. It's all cured and everything, so I'm not worried about that. I am going to be using liquid fusion for my rhinestones. I have a bunch of different kinds. First of all, check out how pretty it came out. I don't know if it comes across as pink as it actually is. That pink pearlescent. It looks like it might be coming out way too yellow on camera, but I can't tell yet. So I don't exactly have a straight plan. For this one, I'm going to, I think I'm going to put a color in the eyes. I might do black and then put like a ring around them and then just do designs. That's kind of what sugar skulls do. So we're going to see how this comes out. I'm going to kind of open a bunch of these so that I have access to them. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet. I do see black right here, but I think those are big. Those might work because I know I have a black in here too. I haven't even used any of these on this side. Nope, I don't have a black. I have silver, blue. Nope, I thought this one was a black, but it's a silver. That would look kind of cool too. Okay, and then this one has the shapes, which actually I'm going to pause you really, really fast so that I can open these little bags so I can grab from these different shapes that are in some of these right here. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, we are getting scrappy. I don't have one of those handy dandy little things that you put your rhinestones in and you can shake them and they flip upside down. So I just cut off the bottom of a plastic cup so I can put some in here because they're kind of hard to deal with when they're inside these. So that's what I'm going to do with those. Get myself positioned really quick so that I have access to everything. Most people know way more about rhinestoning than I do. I also apologize for my Band-Aid on my arm. My friend's puppy got me good. So they come with a wax pen, and then if you touch it to the, so if I get some, like I know I'm going to use some of these. Well, I can't use those yet. Let's go for the black ones. So if I put them in here, you can touch the wax tip to the top of it. I say that and then it's not going to pick up. Well, I wonder if the wax gets. Is this a wax pencil or is this something different? That's something different. I don't know what that is. I wonder if it just picks up these. Okay, those get picked up. For some reason it's not picking up these black ones. There it goes, kind of. Okay, not great, but I'll get it to work. I just have to push really hard. Okay, so, and then I'll wipe it off. Get my head in there. Okay. So I'm going to take some of this liquid fusion I'm going to pour some in. I'm going to put some dots and some stuff in here. I'm just going to start with one eyeball first. I'm just putting quite a bit. And I don't even know what this side does. So if you guys are experts, let me know. Now let's see, it looks like I have resin on it. See if I can pick it up or not. Okay, and then usually you can put it in there and it will, see, that's way too much glue too. All right, I'm gonna pause for a minute and get some Q-tips and I'll be right back. I put too much. One sec. All right, I'm not always the smartest one at doing stuff like this. I'm actually going to wipe all this out and then start with the new one so that I don't put so much. Okay, starting over. So don't put as much glue. I'm just going to put, like, dot it kind of around. Don't fill it up. That wasn't smart. If you cover up the rhinestones, then they don't sparkle as much. So we want it to be on top of the glue, not inside the glue. Okay, so I'm going to do this all the way around. I'm going to speed you up while I fill these out. And then I'm going to try some different shapes just so you can see. We have some different sizes. All the shapes are in clear with the silver backing. And then my colors are all rounds. So we're going to just do what I can with these and see what we come up with. All right, I will see you guys in just a little bit. Alrighty, that's where I ended up. Tell me how it looks. I think it came out cool, or it's coming out cool. Once it dries, I'll be able to be a little bit easier, even though those are pretty dry. It's getting there. All right, cool deal. That's what I was kind of picturing. So I will do that with the next one too when it's time to demold. So I will see you guys soon. Hey guys, we are back. This one is ready to demold. I'm excited about seeing this one. This one, the more I thought about it last night and kind of peeked at it and stuff, I want to add a little bit more. I still think I need the colors around the eyes. I need something really small though, because it's such a fine line going like around the nose area. So I have my next to smallest AB stones chosen so I can try to go around it. And then I pulled out some shapes I have over here, which you can't see. I have some shapes that I pulled out over here that I want to put maybe to add to this circle, because I don't like that it's just a circle. So we're just gonna kind of trying to liven them up a little bit. So I didn't want to skip any steps and not show you guys. I think it's looking cool. I think it is. I get these weird ideas in my head. Hopefully my hair does not get in the way. I'm toggling for my glasses on and off. They're dirty, so I can't, and they're like resin dirty. So I can't see at them very good. I'm thinking if I just go all the way around. And I can place some. Everything else is dry from overnight. So we're going to do one side first. And let's see how this goes. I just think it needs the little, it needs definition around the eyes. That's what they usually do. And the reason I thought of that is I have a, I don't know where everybody's located. We have stores called Fiesta here in Texas. And I have a bag that has the Day of the Dead on it. And so that's what caught my eye going, oh, I forgot. Oh, I said I was going to do it, and then I didn't do it because because it's such a small area around it that I wasn't sure what to do, but like I'll figure something out. Once it dries, it'll be fine. They might just slip around a little bit for a while. So don't put so much that it goes floating everywhere. And I'm going to straighten these up in a minute. I'll try to get them all down. I'll speed it up so that you don't have to listen to me babble. Okay, I think that looks better. I need those stones to go around it. I'd rather them colorful, but I don't have that small for the colorful ones. So I've learned I need to get some other sizes. Nose, I'm gonna leave them alone. I don't want to put anything around the nose. And I think that added some more bling rather than being just a circle, but it looks like I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it so that they don't slip too much. I'm just gonna put it aside and keep an eye on it. So I'm going to put that over here for now. I think that came out really cool. And then this one, let's demold it. I have some alcohol just in case I need to, and I have rhinestones all over my floor now. We're going to demold this one really quick. Make sure you can see me. And then we'll bling it up really quick. So this one usually is better if I roll it. And the edges on the bottom are sharp, so I'm going to have to file those down. Ooh, I have one little bubble right there. Other than that, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I can fix this. I'm not worried about this. Where'd it go? Right there. Oh, 2, 3. I got 3. I can fix that with some UV ink, or I can do some pour over on it. Cool though, huh? So let's bling them up. I might be able to put I'm going to fix these first. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to go get some UV resin. Let me look at it. I'm debating on putting gems over it. But see, you can see the flower, so I need to be careful, and I need to go ahead and patch those up. Yeah, see, I have a few. So I'm going to go get some UV ink. I'll be right back. I just have to be careful because it's daylight right now, and I have my windows open, so I'll have to close it. A lot of these things, though, I can cover. I think he's cool looking. All right, be right back. Alrighty. Went and got some resin. I went ahead and got my little UV resin rockers, UV resin, because I have a little bottle. The other one was almost empty. I take these, the release paper that you get on the back when you're doing vinyl. They're really shiny and everything. I use these to be able to pour some on there, and I can poke my little stick in it, and then put it on the whatever project, small project that I'm doing. So, where is this stick? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to start filling in some of these holes. It's not going to be major fixes. I'm not too worried about if it's not even, because I can put stones over them. So I'm just going to kind of fill them in so that at least the flower's not exposed, so that won't, I'm assuming, could rot, or paper, I don't know what could happen. So I'm going to, yes, I should have my gloves on. I'm just going to fill all these in a little bit, and then I'm going to put my light on it, and then I will see if I need to do more. So I'm just covering up all these little holes. There's not much. They're just like little ledges to the flower. I don't even have my finger cots in here. If I had finger cots in here, then I could, that one had too much in it. And if I had finger cots in it, then I'd be able to touch it and rub it down to smooth it out, but I don't, so we're gonna make do. Okay, those are filled in. So I'm gonna do this on all the holes, and I think I only have like a few more holes, maybe 3 or 4 little bitty ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these in. I'm going to pause you really quick, and I'm going to run outside and let it sit in the sun for just a few minutes. And then I'll catch back up with you when we're doing the rhinestones on everything. All right, see you in a few. Alrighty, let's play. I went ahead and filled those up. I put them in the sun. Normally, if I had this and I wasn't putting a bunch of rhinestones on it, I would actually do a top coat to fill in those holes and let that dry for, another however many hours, 24 hours. But because I'm using a bunch of rhinestones, it's not going to be, I'm going to be putting stuff on top of some of these holes, so it's not going to be, and it's going to be so distracting you won't even notice them. You can't tell them that much on some of them. Some of them you can see they're indented. Some of them are a little bit higher. That's just me not being very careful. So let's think about how I want to do this. I'm going to start with the eyes first. I want to be able to see that pink. So I'm going to kind of do around inside just a little bit. Maybe with some little bitty, what color do we want to do? See, these are so big. These are big stones, and I have lots of little clear ones, but then I think it's the AB stones. I keep leaning on those because I have so many different sizes in them. So I'm going to do that on the inside, but I'm going to do, let's see what size I want. Yeah, I'm going to go up a size. I'm not going to do these little bitty ones. Make sure I get them. Alexa, stop. Make sure I get them all out. And then let's go for this size. And I'm going to need quite a few, so I'm just going to grab a bunch and put them in here. I'm trying to grab out of the bucket that they're in so that I don't spill them over into the next one, or else I'm going to have trouble on the next time getting, oh, see, and that's what Nicole does. Nicole's really good at that. Let me get these out. So good at stuff like that. That's a different size. That's why you put something down to catch things. And I'm hoping there wasn't other sizes in there. All right. Okay, that could have been way worse. I have dropped one of these in my closet before. One of these in the top popped open. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it was still pretty bad. Alrighty. Okay, let's do this right, Nicole. Alrighty, I'm going to start doing this, and I will speed you up while I go do my designs and stuff. Alrighty, I'm stopping there. What do you guys think so far? I could add more, but it's going to be distracting. I could cover that up. I think I'm going to stop there. Alrighty, so I will take them out in the sun and show you guys in just a little bit. All right. Thanks for watching.